Okay, so we're going to take the under tray off. On some models, it's held all with T30 Torque screws. On some models, these N2 here, I've just got trim clips in instead of T30s. They all have this front piece here, which is going to be removed. There's a screw there, there, and there. And then you roll it forward, and now you just got 3 across here, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. Some models have 1 there and 1 there as well. And once they're all out, you pull it forward and then down. So it'll actually sit quite happily like that. You're going to pull it forward because these here clip into there. Now this ST's already got an aftermarket torque band in it, but there's a little bit of free play. Easiest way to check that, the same as the XR5. You basically want to put a big lever bar behind the gearbox. We've got a little bit of movement, and I can see that the bush is splaying out, so we're just going to replace it. So we've got 3 13mm nuts here that we're going to remove. You can use a spanner or a socket or even a ratchet spanner. I always crack them with a normal spanner and then switch over to a ratchet spanner. Now they are squish nuts, so there is always resistance felt all the way through. As you can see, it's just squished like that. Then you want to take a socket and an extension and do these two. Take this plate out of the way. Take this plate off. This car's got an aftermarket exhaust on it, so with the factory, this has got a little bit more movement because these move. With the factory one, these studs are welded rather than being bolts, so sometimes this can get a bit stuck. Just pop a lever bar behind it and pop it off like that. That's a bit difficult for you to see on the camera, but there's actually a 13mm nut here. Once that's off, you can remove that bracket. Okay, next we've got a 15mm here, a 15mm here, and then another 15mm there. That one's the hardest one to do, so we'll do that one last. You just want to whip all them out, whip this bolt out here, and whip this bolt out here. Cool. See, that one's just a bit of a prick to get out. We basically have to wiggle this down to get the bracket out. Cool. Once you got that out, then you grab your torque motor. Now this one's real wedged in, so we're just going to flick it out with a bar. So this car's sat for a little bit of time, and basically the bushing is swollen up here, which is why we're getting the free play movement, because this type of mount is a 2-piece bushing, so it's just kind of wearing in, and that's why we're getting the movement, because that's been allowed to give you some movement so you don't get the vibrations, but you then end up with a lot of transmission movement. Right, so we're going to slide our mount in, push it further back than where it needs to go. Remember, we've got the two stud ones there and up here, and then the bolt one is for this bottom one. Okay, so now you've done that, you're going to pull your mount forward. Line it up. You'll take your bolt. You want to have a spring washer on the end of the bolt first, then a flat washer. And you're going to come through. Now, as you can see, this bolt head here is really, really close. So we actually want to wind the bolt through slightly, just enough to get our washer on. And then we're going to start putting our nut on. So this nut actually stops against this bolt. So you just want to hold it slightly, and you want to then tighten it with the bolt. Just get that finger tight, and then we're going to put our rear bolt in. So they naturally sit a bit more further forward. You can just look and see that it's not lined up. I find it easiest just to grab the front of it. And we'll slide back. And now you can fully tighten this. So even though that nut can't turn, just like to support it a little bit. Put your bracket back on. Put this second bracket back on. Remember, obviously, factory down part, it's got studs instead of 2 bolts. So again, you may need to just kind of persuade it in. Cool. Put your under trays back on. Done.